Hello again and welcome to Tips with Andrew. I am Andrew Sapiano. Thank you so much for joining me on this happy Sunday. I hope you guys are having an awesome week so far. I hope you're rocking out whatever dreams, hopes, goals, plans, ambitions you have, and you're making it happen. Quick update, lime oil is the free product of the month from Doterra. Some of the top uses for lime oil are as a respiratory assistance, right? So memory and clarity. That's what I meant to say. And for pain and inflammation, actually, lime oil is actually a natural anti-inflammatory, which is really cool. So any sort of discomfort that you have, lime oil definitely not something that you would think of going to right away. I am in the launch phase, just about to launch a weight loss course for beginners that I have put together. If you or anybody that you know of is interested in getting early bird access, there's tons of cool stuff that comes along with that. Definitely drop me a comment, send me a message, and we'll get you rocking and rolling. So let's get right into today's topic. So today is actually National Financial Independence Awareness Day. All right, follow me for a little bit here, right? So that's a little bit, a lot. And so what I have today is I have some tips that I have been learning about how to gain financial independence, some sort of financial awareness, if you will. And you know, some of this stuff has actually been really helpful to me, and that's where I wanted to come on and share some of the tips that have helped me. And hopefully you get some help out of them too. Hopefully you get some value. This is, you know, what a perfect time. I know this is something that I don't normally do. And so I wanted to, but I wanted to come on and incorporate this because of today being Financial Independence Awareness Day. Just sort of raising, you know, I mean, especially nowadays, right? We, you know, when pensions are being torn away from people and people are being left with, you know, less than nothing, right? Financial independence, financial awareness is huge, especially nowadays. So that's where I wanted to come on, give some things that I'm sort of doing to help me, and hopefully they help you too. Let's get right into it. Hopefully you get some value out of this. So, number one, I've actually got a few books here that I have read in the past that I am currently putting into practice, I guess, if you will. The first one I have here is The Wealthy Barber. This one is actually an audiobook. Audiobooks have been a huge help in my life in, you know, that's a completely separate topic. You know, audiobooks are huge, right? We live really busy on-the-go lifestyles, and we don't always have time, you know, effort, energy, or the willpower really to sit down and read a book. So audiobooks have become huge, especially like for me. I love popping a book in my ear, you know, when I'm cooking breakfast, right? When I'm doing household chores, right? When I'm in the shower, I'll put some of it on, right? Hit the play button, and then in the car, definitely always, Tina and I, we have some sort of thing going on in the car. So audiobooks have become a huge part of my life. But this one that I have is The Wealthy Barber. And this one is Everyone's Common Sense Guide to becoming financially independent. And it's by this guy named David Chilton. If you don't know who he is, he's actually a person that's on Dragon's Den, which is Canada's version of Shark Tank. So he's very well, I don't want to say very well known because I know him, but I don't know how many other people know him. But you know, he is pretty well known in the financial wellness community, if you will. So this one's actually a really cool book on investing. You know, different things that you can invest in, mutual funds, stocks, bonds. You know, and then planning for retirement. It goes into mortgages. It goes into, you know, all the other stuff, right? Wills, life insurance, stuff that you don't actually think about, but stuff that you do need to save for, right? And we can't always, unless we're making a really conscious effort to it, there's not always a way that we can, save for all these things. And especially, what did your mom always tell you, right? Save for a rainy day. I would say right now it's raining. It's not only raining, it's pouring. It's torrential downpour with, hurricane-like winds. That's going on right now. So any sort of thing that you can do to help future you is very beneficial. Another book that I have here is The Richest Man in Babylon. This one is by George S. Clayton, the world's favorite inspirational guide to managing wealth. That one is really cool. It talks about, one of the really things that I took away from that book is it talks about debt being an enemy, right? An enemy to your life, and you wouldn't actually let enemies take over your life, right? If you had an enemy, you would be looking to take them out as opposed to let them take you out, right? So that's where you got to look at your debt as an enemy that needs to be conquered, right? And it's huge different ways to that. That book talks about automating everything, right? So getting stuff taken right off your check into a savings account. One of the things that I've done with that is I've opened up a separate savings account where money comes right off my check into that, and especially now it's been super helpful. And that's a way that you can save without actually having to save, right? It comes right off your check. You don't actually have to deal with really anything, and the money starts to accumulate that way, right? So those two books, definitely I suggest reading them. Those are two great places to start if you're looking to take care of your finances, if you're looking to sort of build momentum to get financially independent, if you're looking for where to start, right? Those two I would definitely consider, or I would definitely suggest starting with. And my last book here that I actually just threw in because I saw it before I was about to go on here is Think and Grow Rich. This one is by Napoleon Hill. And it's probably one of the best-selling books ever printed. It's really, I thought that was a simple concept to me, right? Think and grow rich. What an amazing concept. I can think, right? Let's do that. But right? It's written back in the day before real language took over, right? So there's some weird things in there. It really makes you pay attention to what's being read or what's being said. Sorry. So there is some weird things that go along in there. You don't have to do the weird things unless you're a weird person. Then go by all means do the weird things. No problem at all. That's a great one. And that one I actually just thought, what a great concept. Think and Grow Rich. I mean, let's do that. So those three books I would definitely suggest starting with. They're a great place to start if you don't really know anything about trying to get your finances in order, if you don't know anything about savings, paying off debt, stuff like that. Definitely the two, The Wealthy Barber, The Richest Man in Babylon are two great places to start for that stuff. And then Think and Grow Rich is sort of a book where, everything that has come from thought, right? Thoughts make things. And so therefore, if you want to grow rich, you have to think about growing rich, and you have to sort of think your way into becoming rich. And like I said, it's a pretty weird book, but it's super helpful if you can if you can get through it, because the concepts are really, they'll really stick with you. All right, so we are Financial Independence Awareness Day, and tip number 2 for gaining financial independence. I know, right? What a cool title for today's topic. Pay off debt, right? This one is huge because for me, I never really I don't remember having student loan debt, but credit card debt. Some of those credit cards charge like 20-25% interest, right? And the way that I made it, or the way that it was explained to me that I really understood was, you are never going to find a stock that pays out 25% interest. It's just not going to happen. If it does, it's going to come crashing back down to earth because that's not sustainable. But if you can pay off your credit card at 25% interest, that's huge for helping your overall, right? The way that one works is, what are we talking? Credit card debt, car payments, mortgage payments is probably the biggest debt you'll ever accrue in your life. But that's where, if you're paying, right, $100, $200 a month for your credit card, that's $200 a month that you would have for investments to put into a savings account to grow its own interest, right? If you're paying, what did we pay? We were somewhere in the $300 a month range for our car, right? What we did actually was we did what's called a consolidation loan. So we went and put all of our debt into one loan, and then we were just paying back that loan. As opposed to paying back, 4 or 5 different credit cards, car payment, student loan this way, and house payment that way, and savings account this way and that way, and yada, 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 right? That's where we decided that the consolidation loan was perfect for us because we were able to put all of our debt into one place and then just pay it off in simple monthly payments that way. And then even that one, I got that one to take the payments off of my check. And so that's fully automated in that way. So for me, I don't even really have to think about paying that back. It comes directly off my check. Another thing that I don't have to think about. And that way, it's getting paid off without me having to really stress about where the payments are coming from. Maybe nowadays, with unemployment, it's kind of a different thing. I don't really have a check, right? But you catch the gist as to what I'm saying. So, paying off debt, that all it does is it just gives you extra money a month in order to put towards investments and savings accounts that will help you in the future. Number 3, get a savings account. Right? This one is huge. I have actually 2 different savings accounts, as I've already explained. The one that sort of comes right off my check, I don't actually have to do that. And really, the way that I was explained, finances, becoming independent, stocks, right? Investing, stuff like that. Investing should be like watching paint dry or like watching grass grow, right? It should not, you should be in it for the long haul, right? If you're looking, actually the way it was, if you're looking to make a quick, or if you're looking for a quick thrill, take $500 to Vegas. Right? That's the way that you get your thrills. You don't get your thrills from investing in the stock market if you're doing it right. You definitely could get lots of thrills out of the stock market, but you could get just as many dud moments, which will very much put a strain on your confidence. But savings accounts is huge. What are you getting? Maybe 1-2% per month. But this is, even if you're getting 1-2% interest per month, right? That's 1 or 2% that you didn't have to work for, right? Your money made that money for you. So when you're putting it into a savings account, you have, this is the difference between a savings account and a piggy bank, right? When the money's in the piggy bank, it's just sitting there and it's accumulating while you put money in it. In a savings account, your money is accumulating itself. And the more you put in, the more it's working for you. So the more you put in, the more interest you're going to get, right? That 1% on $1,000 is a lot more than that 1% on $100. Is a lot more, and then it's more on $10,000, right? $20,000. That 1% becomes a lot the more you have in it, right? If you've got $100 in a piggy bank, that's $100 until you either A, put more in it, or B, take some out of it, in which case you have more or less. Number 4, track your expenses. Stuff that you spend money on. This one is huge in order to understand where your money's going. In order to gain control of your finances, you have to understand where your money's going. You have to know exactly where it's going at all times. I'm trying to think of something. But But if you're trying to learn a craft, right, you're not gonna learn it by not doing it, right? You're not gonna learn it by not practicing it. And learning about finances, becoming financially independent is nothing different. You have to do it, and you have to practice it, and you have to keep doing it over and over. And tracking expenses just lets you know where your money's going. So at the end of the month, when you say, why do I have, $500 less than I think I have? Well, you can go through your expense list and figure out exactly where you spent it. There is a plethora of apps out there that are perfect for helping you to track your expenses on the go. I believe some of them you can connect to your bank account, and that way you don't even really need to track it. It just kind of comes off as an expense in your bank account. There's also, for me, I'm kind of old school, so I like writing it down. For me, I like putting pen to paper. It just helps me. It helps me more than trying to track it on an app. Plus, phone space, stuff like that. For me, just writing it down is easier. I know I'm kind of caveman in that sense. You don't have to write it down if you don't want to, but definitely that's an easy way to help you understand where your money's coming from and where it's going. So when as much as you track your expenses, right, you track your income too. How much did I get paid this week? How much do I need to send out this week? And how much can I keep this week? And how much do I save this week, right? So there's a few different things that you can understand once you start tracking your expenses. Once you start writing down what you're doing on a daily basis and really understanding what's happening to your money. Like I said, find an app. There's so many apps out there that will help you with this. But for me, I like writing it down. So, feel free to write it down if you want. Number 5, have money make money. I've referenced this a few times, and this is what we're talking about with regards to savings accounts, right? Tax-free savings account, investments, stocks, right? RRSPs, all that stuff, pension plans, stuff like, these are all things that we pay into in order to have money make money for us. And the reason that it's making money for us is interest, right? Interest. And then what we're actually looking for is compound interest, which is interest on top of interest. That's when you know you made it. But what you're looking for more than anything is the interest that piles up on your money. If you can get daily interest, that's huge. If most places just do monthly interest, which is, still good. But having your money make money for you, right? When you're not actually doing anything to contribute to it, when you're, this is why people get into real estate, right? Why people rent out their houses, right? So that people are paying their mortgage when the money that they're bringing in is simply used for either their expenses or paying into more investments, right? So real estate is probably one of the easiest ways that I can explain that in terms of having your money make money for you, because your money in the house is making money for you because people are paying your mortgage, and then once your mortgage is paid off, that's free money for you. Investments, right? There's so many different easy ways to do investments now. You can either talk to a bank and find a broker for you. You can go on to apps like Questrade. I'm on Questrade. What's another one's Wealthsimple. There's a few different other ones. But, these are simple ways for people to, dabble in the stock market without actually, or sort of, failing on the go, right? Learning on the go, being able to understand what's happening with their money. Maybe they want to keep doing this. Maybe they want to shift something over there. But this is what I'm talking about in terms of investments, right? I mentioned it earlier, is that it should be like watching paint dry or grass grow, right? There's no real, it shouldn't take, it shouldn't be a quick fix. If you want a quick fix, take your money to Vegas and, put it all on black. I guarantee you're going to have excitement unless you lose, and then, you're really back to less than square one. But, making money for you is the easiest way to financial independence. Water, always. Make sure you're having your water at least 8-ounce glasses per day. Number 6, have a side hustle. Right? For me, I sell essential oils. on Tina's actually got 2 businesses on the go. She's got 2 things. Most people are not most people. Some people are looking to supplement their income with something on the side. The crafting thing has become big. Mother's Day gifts are always a huge thing, right? But these are ways that you can make money on the internet. Network marketing is my favorite way to make money on the internet because it's just so low cost, right? You don't need a store. You don't need inventory. You don't need, any sort of overhead, right? All you really pay for is marketing dollars. And then after that, you're just paying with your time and your effort and your energy. And to get more people, right? So I love network marketing and the easy way that you can gain, a sufficient income, right? If nothing more, you can gain, a few $100s a month extra without actually really putting in too much time and effort, and it can really boost your confidence at if nothing else. And if nothing else, you take that $200-300 that you made from your business and you put it in the stock market, or you put it in a savings account, right? You gain interest on that. That's huge right there. That'll keep you wanting to go. Also too, side hustle is if a business, owning a business now is great for, if you haven't noticed, but businesses nowadays are having huge tax write-offs. And, the government loves businesses and their ability to give jobs to the people, so much so that they actually have so many programs and, tax benefits that help businesses. There's a book that I read called Why We Want You to Be Rich by Donald Trump and Robert Kiyosaki. And they talk about that right there, owning a business and the tax benefits to it and the write-offs that you can do, and the government grants that they'll give you, right? There's so many different things. So, pick something that you have some interest in, try and make a business out of it, right? It's YOLO, right? You only live once, so, why not try and make it your best life? And do something that future generations will be proud of you for. And then my last tip is to use essential oils, right? When we're talking about finances, I believe money is the #1 reason that for divorce, right? So when we're talking about money, it can be very stressful of a time. It can be very much, not something that people want to deal with. So I have a blend here called Peace. Peace is a great one, right? When you need to calm and just be in that relaxing state, right? That restfulness, and when emotions are really running high and you just need to kind of get away from that part of it. I love using that one. Another one that I have is Motivate. And this one, right, if you need any sort of help with, uplifting to start that new business, right? If you need some confidence to even look at your finances. I know for me, it was a long time where I didn't even care to look at my finances because I was like, I have 0. So, I don't even really care to look at it because there's not anything in there. And, Motivate is a huge one to help. It's the encouraging blend, right? So anytime you need a little pick-me-up. My last blend that I have here is Elevation. And I picked this one because it's great for promoting mental clarity and focus, right? And anytime you're talking about getting your finances in order, or, planning for the future, and you need to focus and really understand what your dreams, hopes, goals, ambitions are, I love using Elevation in the diffuser. A couple drops. Try it out. I think it'll help. That's all I got for you for today. I really hope you enjoyed this. I know I had some fun making it. Feel free to share this with your friends, a family member, perhaps somebody from your team that you feel needs to hear this. If you'd like to learn more about essential oils, or how to get your hands on some of this cool stuff that I'm talking about, or if you would like a free sample of oils, definitely drop me a comment, send me a message, and we'll get you rocking and rolling. Thank you so much for joining me. I really hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your Sunday and an even better rest of your weekend. And I look very forward to talking to you again. I love you guys. Bye for now.